Hi, this is Dana Arcuri, author, speaker, and wellness advocate, and I have a little message today, especially for my subscribers and followers. Being that today is Thanksgiving, and I am aware that there are some people who may live in a different country. You may not celebrate Thanksgiving, but this message is basically me saying thank you. Thank you for being a follower on YouTube. Thank you for your comments, for sharing a little part of your life with me and coming along my journey. It has been at least 9 years that I've had a YouTube channel, and things have really evolved and changed through the years. And the one thing I have to say, and this is the most important part, so please listen, without you, without the viewers, this channel would not exist. So I just want to tell each one of you how much I appreciate you, how much you mean to me, and how much you have impacted and influenced my life in such a positive way. You know, it's not easy stepping out and putting myself in the limelight and being vulnerable and having the courage to say and speak about a lot of the really hard topics that I do talk about. You know, a lot of people who have known my story, you know that, I've been through quite a lot of very difficult situations in life, a lot of struggles, a lot of hardships, especially with fibromyalgia, with medications that just kind of went haywire, and things did not work out well for me, and I had a near-death experience in 2010. And many of you know that I've been on this long uphill journey. You know, sometimes it does feel like an uphill battle, but I've come a long way, and so many of you have joined me. And so I wanted to just give a shout out to each one of you, whether you've been with me for a long time, you're brand new to my channel, to say how much I do appreciate you and just having you come along for this ride. And what an adventure it has been the past 9 years. So there's a quote and a calendar I have, and I'm really into inspirational calendars, and every year I love receiving as a gift these wonderful motivational and inspirational calendars, because every month it has a new quote and it's uplifting. And in today's world, don't we need something that's a bit uplifting, that's encouraging, that's motivational, that gives us hope to just keep on keeping on? And so this one particular quote really made me think about my YouTube journey for the past 9 years. And so it says, time and reflection change the sight little by little till we come to understand. And so for me, these past 9 years, having a YouTube channel and putting myself out there and sharing some really hard rock moments, especially with the medications, also with the narcissistic abuse, the dysfunctional family, the toxic siblings and my mother, and different things that have happened this year, the loss of my father, the sexual trauma, the complex PTSD. I mean, these are things that are so personal and so fragile and absolutely life-changing. And the reason that I have really put myself in the limelight, in front of each of you. And, it is scary sometimes because we never know how people will respond to us. But there has been such an outpouring of love. There has been such positive energy and such encouragement. And so many people who are coming on board my channel who are also saying, me too. Whether it's me too, I've suffered narcissistic abuse, or me too, I am no longer with my birth family and I want no contact, or whether it's me too, I have chronic pain, or me too, I struggle with depression or anxiety or complex PTSD or some form of mental health challenges, or me too, there are times when life gets hard, but me too, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep working on myself. And it's kind of like that whole thing with a butterfly, where at times we feel like we're stuck in that dark cocoon and that we can't get out and we don't know the answers. We might not know which way to turn, but we just keep on plugging away. We don't give up hope. We don't let others knock us down and keep us down. Instead, we do rise up. And just by doing that, by rising up, by standing up for ourselves, by honoring that sacred place in our own lives where we know that our lives matter, our stories matter. And, you know, we want to prosper, we want to be happy, and we want to be the best people we can, living out our purpose. And also, you know, being a part of this world where we make an impact in a very positive way on others around us. You know, I think that's a big part of our lives, and it makes it more meaningful and rich and joyful. And it just is a wonderful thing where when we pay it forward by being authentic, by sharing our stories, other people are touched because they're going through the same thing. And so when I really think about, you know, what really matters the most to my followers and subscribers, you know, what really matters most. And while I may not know individually all of your unique stories, the one thing I could say is I hear your soul cry. I hear that you do have times where you are desperate for help, where you are looking for answers, where you are holding on to that thread of hope. And I hear your soul cry today. And I'm here to say this: no matter what you're going through today, whether you're alone on Thanksgiving Day or whether you're with family and friends or whether you don't celebrate this at all, you are not alone. You are not alone. Together in this community, especially on YouTube, we stand together. We link arms. We become friends. We support each other. There is this wonderful bond, this wonderful friendship that we form. And we might not ever meet each other, never meet each other, and we're across the world from each other. You know, most of you don't live where I live, you know, and yet, whether you're near or you are afar, know that you're not alone, that together, you know, we're moving forward in life. We're trying to just follow our passion and follow our special gifts and our special strengths. And this is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And so it seems like Thanksgiving Day is the most proper day for me to just stop what I'm doing and not record any other discussion, but instead to focus on my viewers, you subscribers, and to just take a little time out of the busyness of the holiday season to just tell you how much I appreciate you, and that truly, truly, this YouTube channel would not exist had it not been for you. You know, I've looked at a lot of things going on in our world, and I've seen that when we know that others are experiencing similar challenges, when others can understand us and validate us, and they can link arms and say, me too, I understand, then it makes life a lot more bearable. It makes life a lot more beautiful. We have to understand also that when we openly discuss, you know, these deep, deep things going on in our lives, you know, the losses, the grief, that so many of you are going through the same thing. You know, so many of you are finding yourselves this holiday season where you're not with your birth family or you're not with your spouse. You know, maybe you've gone separate directions. Maybe you're not even with your own children if you are parents, because things just have gone awry. And oftentimes, you know, we have various stages of life and so many different seasons in life where it's kind of like a twist in the road, a bump in the road. And yet we can hold on to the future, the possibilities, the opportunities ahead of us. And we can know that, 2020 has something wonderful in store for all of us. Every year I come up with themes for the year. If anyone follows me, I'm so big on themes because, as a writer, they represent something as a whole, and so I had one year the theme was love. This year, 2019, the theme was releasing and healing. And it ends up that same title has become the subtitle of my 5th book that will be coming out in 2020. Soul Cry, Releasing and Healing the Wounds of Trauma. And so it's really important for me to let everyone know, my followers on social media and my subscribers on YouTube, to know how much you are just important to me. And oftentimes, you might not hear that enough. There's many of you who haven't really had anyone special in your lives. You might feel a little bit lost or isolated right now. And oftentimes the holidays are the hardest time when it comes to the mental health community, the chronic pain community, anyone who is on disability. It's a challenging time for people who are going through financial struggles, and anyone who's in the midst of turmoil with broken relationships, whether it is with an abusive spouse, whether it is a toxic family, and what have you. And so if there's any time in the whole entire 12 months that really, really count, it's right now. Right now counts, because we're heading smack into, hey, we're here. The holiday is here and upon us, people. And so we know that the next 4.5 weeks is a busy, busy time, but it's also complex. It could be complicated when relationships are broken, when things aren't working out, or when finances are just not adding up and you just don't know how you're going to make ends meet. It's stressful. And so I wanted to just take this little time to say, for each one of you, I pray for each of you. There are so many of you who leave me comments, and some of you write books. You practically write books. You write a lot of paragraphs. I read every one of it. I want you to know that whether you're writing comments, whether you're somehow reaching out to me, whether it's through an email. Lots of people try reaching out to me on Facebook. That's not exactly the best place to reach me. I'm not as active on Facebook. I'm really taking a step back. I'm reevaluating my goals for 2020, and I really believe in the year 2020, I need to spend less time on Facebook. If you want to know why, just watch other videos about Facebook. I think there's a lot of superficial things going on within that community. There's a lot of concerns I have, and I just feel like my home is Twitter and my home is YouTube. If you want to find me, that's where I'll be. But I want to thank everyone who is commenting, who is sending me emails, or who has reached out on Facebook. I've read all of your letters and messages, and while I cannot respond to every one of you because there's just not enough hours in the day, and there's only one of me and thousands of you, and I'll be honest, sometimes I'm a little overwhelmed with how many people reach out to me, and I feel sometimes a little sad that I can't correspond with you. But this is why it's important today that I stop everything to just say that I am extremely blessed to have you in my life. Every one of you who write to me or who reach out to me in one way or the other, even in the comments right here on YouTube, I pray for you. I really do. There's so many of you who are battling autoimmune conditions. You're battling depression. You're battling relationship problems. Many of you have been very, very authentic and vulnerable and courageous and sharing your story with me, and for others to also read. I'm always touched when my own subscribers turn around and comment and give words of comfort and words of encouragement and hope to other people who are commenting. I think that is so beautiful when we see people who are so caring and so compassionate and who are so loving and kind. It really touches me to see this, and it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. That's what it's all about, people. That's what it's all about. So I'm going to end on this note. I think you're awesome. I think you rock. And I think that 2020 has something so great in front of us. And we must understand that while we may have struggles, we must also know that there's so much in overcoming it. It makes us stronger people. It really does change us for the better. We really do have more compassion when we ourselves go through hardships and trials and tears and trauma. It makes us understand others. And I think that is what has made YouTube such a beautiful place. And so happy Thanksgiving to you. Continue, subscribing, liking, commenting, and, if there's any kind of topics you'd like me to speak about, any kind of new subjects you're interested in having me record videos for 2020, I'm interested in hearing about that too. In the meanwhile, you could find me at DanaArcuri.com. Have an awesome day.